Okay guys, in today's video we are going to be learning how to do a DIY high pony baseball cap. I will put up some pictures here. So basically in a regular baseball cap you have the one opening, which isn't even really a ponytail opening, that's what I call it, but it's really just to allow for sizing of your head. But for a lot of girls who obviously wear ponytails, that's where you put your hair through. And I don't know about you, but I really like to wear my hair in like a high pony or a messy bun, and the luxury of a baseball cap just isn't always feasible with said high pony or messy bun. And I saw online that they were selling these high pony baseball caps and they were like $20, $25, and I was like, absolutely not. I know I can do that at home by myself. So that's what we're going to learn in today's video, is to how to make it high pony appropriate. There's a couple different ways. I'm going to show you one and then I'll kind of explain the other one, but they all start out the same. So I got this baseball cap at Walmart for $1. You can use whatever you would like, whichever baseball cap you'd like. I would personally probably hold off on using your favorite until you have mastered the technique, if you will. But take your baseball cap, flip it inside out. With a seam ripper or cuticle scissors, take the back section, this like back seam. You're gonna have to take this piece of fabric out. Now there are two lines that you can pull the thread out. So you're just going to, on either side of that strip of fabric, start to take out the stitching. That's what it's called. I dabble in a bit of sewing, so I already had the seam ripper. I don't know exactly how expensive they are. I will link them down in the, or I will link it down in the description box below. But that's why I suggest you using like eyebrow or cuticle scissors, because they're just as small and able to get right underneath the thread. So when you're done ripping the stitches from that back piece of fabric, you will have like this loop, and what you're going to take with a regular pair of scissors or cuticle scissors is just cut it off. Okay, so now your seam is exposed. That back seam is exposed. Now with your cuticle scissors or your seam ripper, what we're going to do is bust open this back seam. However, do not rip the whole way down. You're going to want to keep, I'm having a hard time figuring out how to hold this. You're going to want to keep this stitched together. So go right above this stitching right here, or this seam right here, and rip open the seam so you're starting a hole. But you're keeping this together because this is what ensures your hat still has the proper fit around your head. So now what you have done is open the back seam of the hat, still keeping intact right there, this like seam right here that creates that original ponytail hole, as we'll call it, but now you're creating a new ponytail hole. Alright, so now from here, this is what I personally do because it just makes it a little bit easier for me. We have to kind of create a new opening because this is too close together for a fat ponytail. You're basically going to take the opening, or each side of the opening, and you're going to refold it slightly more than it was before. And what I like to do is to take pins. I have these satin pins, and I like to hold it in place because since it has already been sewn once and ironed in once, it sometimes is a little tricky and has a tendency to go back to where it was before. So just pin it down where it needs to go this time. And when I'm done pinning it, I'll show you the inside so you can get a better idea of what I'm talking about. Okay, so I've pinned the one side, and if we take a look on the inside, you'll see that I have moved it over so that kind of creates like a half moon, so that you're creating a bigger opening in this back seam. So that's what the original seam looks like, and that's what the new seam will look like. Do you see the difference? And again, you don't have to use pins, I just find that it's a little bit easier. Okay, so when you're done pinning your hat, this is what you should, come on, stay in focus. This is what you should come up with, and as you can see, you're already having a bigger opening for your ponytail, but you're still going to ensure that snug fit on your head, so it's not going to have any like weird bubbles or anything like that. Now is the time that we have to secure the new like seam or the new opening, and how you can do that is you can use a needle and thread, or you can use some quick bond fabric adhesive or like Stitch Witchery or anything like that. I personally have found that using an iron or a sewing machine is a little bit more on the tricky side, only because of the shape of the hat, but that's a personal opinion. You can use any method to adhere the new seam as you would like. With using this quick bond adhesive, this is Fabric Fuse. I got it at Joann Fabrics. It's supposed to kind of mimic the feel of cloth. It's supposed to be like really soft and flexible and washable. It is permanent. What I like to do, or how I use it, is I keep the pins in, and then I just kind of slip the nozzle underneath, and I just squirt a good little bit, and then I just pat it down. So there, it is glued down. It doesn't dry instantly, it's not like hot glue, so you do have to let it sit for 4 to 6 hours for it to dry 100% completely, but it does bond the fabric pretty quick. I'm going to leave the pins in there just for a little bit so that it stays together. You can also, like I said, take some thread and needle, and I will show you on another hat that I have. This is a satin hat. I did a very poor job of sewing this one together, but you can see that you can hand stitch it or use a sewing machine. Again, I do a very poor job of hand stitching, but it got the job done. So you can use either method. You just want to make sure that the fabric is secured, and what I would even say to do is take a stitch and reinforce that seam opening right there where the quote-unquote original ponytail hole is, or the hat size opening is, just so that you're not going to be breaking through and then, you know, you have to fix it later on in your life of your hat. But that is how you do a high pony hat, and I will just say that it allows me to have my high pony, it allows me to wear my baseball caps. I have never been more satisfied in my life, and all of these hats were $1 at Walmart. I got them like on clearance or something like that. They don't have to be expensive. They don't have to be anything special or fancy. It's just something fun so that you can wear your messy buns and your high ponies to the ball game. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below. I will list all of the supplies that you need down in the description box below. So if you are interested in doing a DIY high pony baseball cap, then you can try that on your own time. Let me know your successes and failures and tips and tricks all in the comment section. Let's start a conversation. As always, please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any more DIYs. Thanks so much for watching, guys.